I want you to be honest with me for a second. When you see a 20-year-old driving a Lamborghini, what is the first feeling that hits your gut? Is it admiration? Is it inspiration? Or is it a sharp, hot spike of disgust? You tell yourself, he probably scammed people. You tell yourself, daddy's money. You tell yourself, I would never want to be that flashy. I have morals. We have a name for this reaction. We call it righteous indignation. It feels good. It feels noble. It makes you feel morally superior to the person in the car. But I am here to tell you the uncomfortable truth. Your morality is a mask. You are not angry because they are bad. You are angry because they are free. That spike in your gut isn't justice. It is envy. And envy is the most dangerous emotion in the human repertoire because it is the only sin that provides no pleasure. Gluttony feels good. Lust feels good. Greed feels good. Envy feels like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. But here is the twist. That poison is the only thing keeping you poor. As long as you subconsciously hate wealth, your brain will physically prevent you from achieving it. You are driving with the parking brake on. You are terrified of becoming the very thing you claim to despise. Today, we are going to perform surgery on your shadow. We are going to dissect the psychology of rich hating. We are going to reveal why your brain invents these narratives to protect your ego. And I am going to show you how to transmute that toxic envy into the most potent fuel for success known to man. To understand envy, we must first understand the glitch in your hardware. The human brain does not measure value in absolutes. It measures value in relatives. This is called relative deprivation. Imagine two scenarios. Scenario A: you earn $50,000 a year, and everyone else in your neighborhood earns $25,000. Scenario B: you earn $100,000 a year, but everyone else in your neighborhood earns $200,000. Logically, you should choose scenario B. You make double the money. You have more resources. You are objectively richer. But biologically, nearly every single human being instinctively chooses scenario A. Why? Because we don't care about how much we have. We care about ranking. For millions of years, your rank in the tribe determined your survival. The alpha ate first. The omega starved. So, your brain has a dedicated status scanner that is constantly checking. Am I doing better or worse than the person standing next to me? When you see someone rich, especially someone who is your age, or comes from your background, your status scanner screams, danger! It registers their success as your failure. It registers their ascent as your descent. This triggers a release of cortisol, stress, and a drop in serotonin, confidence. It literally physically hurts to see someone winning when you are stagnant. So, how do you stop the pain? You have two options. Work harder to raise your own status. This is hard. This takes years. Tear them down to lower their status. This is easy. This takes seconds. Most people choose option 2. They invent a narrative that invalidates the other person's success. They got lucky. They are greedy. They are unhappy deep down. By lowering the other person in your mind, you restore your relative rank. You stop the pain. But in doing so, you lock yourself in the cage of mediocrity forever. Here is a fascinating paradox. You probably don't hate Elon Musk. You probably don't hate Jeff Bezos. They are too far away. They are abstract concepts, like aliens or gods. Who do you hate? You hate your cousin who just bought a house. You hate your high school friend who started a successful business. You hate the guy in the office next to you who got the promotion. This is mimetic desire, a concept coined by René Girard. He taught that envy is a function of proximity. We only envy those we perceive as our doubles, people who are similar to us. If Jeff Bezos has $1 billion, it doesn't hurt you because he isn't you. But if your best friend makes $10,000 more than you, it is agonizing. Why? Because their success removes your excuses. If the guy next to you, who has the same education, the same background, and the same opportunities, manages to break free, what does that say about you? It says that the system isn't rigged. It says that it is possible. It says that the only reason you aren't rich is you. That truth is too painful for the ego to bear. It creates cognitive dissonance. I am smart and hardworking, but I am broke. He is rich. Therefore, he must have cheated, or I must be a victim. This is why we hate the new rich more than the Old rich. The old rich are distant. The new rich are a mirror reflecting our own wasted potential. You hate them not for what they have, but for what they represent, the version of you that actually did the work. We need to talk about the moral high ground. This is the favorite weapon of the broke. Aesop wrote a fable 2,500 years ago called The Fox and the Grapes. A fox sees some delicious grapes hanging high on a vine. He tries to jump and reach them, but he fails. He tries again and again. He exhausts himself. Finally, realizing he can never reach them, he walks away and says, "Those grapes were probably sour anyway. I didn't want them." This is exactly what you do with wealth. You try to get rich. You fail. Or you are too scared to try. So, to protect your ego from the pain of failure, you decide that wealth is sour. Money changes people. Rich people are shallow. I'd rather be happy than rich. You frame poverty as a virtue. You frame wealth as a sin. This is moral camouflage. You are wrapping your incompetence in a blanket of righteousness. It feels good to say, "I'm poor because I'm honest." It implies that the rich are dishonest. It turns your lack of resources into a badge of honor. But deep down, in the quiet of the night, you know it's a lie. You know that money is just an amplifier. If you are a good person, money allows you to be better. It allows you to give, to build, to protect. If you are a bad person, money allows you to be worse. Money is neutral. The grapes aren't sour. You just stop jumping. The danger of this belief is that your subconscious is listening. If you constantly tell yourself that rich equals evil, your brain will sabotage every opportunity you have to make money. Why? Because your brain wants you to be a good person. If you define good as poor, you will stay poor forever. Why does someone else's gain feel like your loss? Because your brain is running primitive software known as the zero-sum bias. In the Stone Age, resources were zero-sum. There was only one mammoth. If you ate it, I starved. There was only one cave. If you took it, I slept in the rain. My survival depended on limiting your consumption. But we do not live in a zero-sum world anymore. We live in a positive-sum economy. Wealth is not a fixed pie. Wealth can be created. When Elon Musk builds a company, he doesn't take billions of dollars from the poor. He creates value, electric cars, rockets, internet, that didn't exist before. The pie gets bigger. But your primitive brain doesn't understand this. It sees wealth as a finite pile of gold. It thinks, if he has a big slice, my slice must be smaller. This triggers the scarcity mindset. You view the rich as hoarders who are stealing your share. This justifies your hate. It turns your envy into justice. They shouldn't have that much. It's not fair. This mindset is fatal. If you believe wealth is stolen, you will look for someone to give it back to you, the government, a boss, a lottery. If you believe wealth is created, you will look for a way to build it yourself. The rich know that money is infinite. The government prints trillions of it every year. The only limit is your ability to capture it. Stop guarding your slice of the pie and start baking your own. If you want to see envy in its purest form, look at your friends. There is a concept called the crab mentality. If you put one crab in a bucket, it can easily crawl out. But if you put a bunch of crabs in a bucket, something horrifying happens. If one crab starts to climb out, the other crabs will grab its legs and pull it back down. If it keeps trying, they will break its claws. They will kill it rather than let it escape. Why? Because if one crab escapes, the others are forced to face the reality that they are trapped by choice, not by destiny. Your social circle is a crab bucket. When you start talking about investing, or starting a business, or leveling up, watch their faces. Watch the micro-expressions. You will see a flash of panic. Then comes the sabotage. That sounds risky. Don't work so hard, come have a drink. You're changing. They are pulling you back down. Not because they hate you, but because they love their own comfort. Your success threatens the stability of the group. It violates the social contract of shared mediocrity. If you want to be rich, you have to be willing to be the crab that gets its legs pulled. You have to be willing to kick free. You have to be willing to be the villain in their stories so you can be the hero in yours. Let's go deeper. Let's go into the work of Carl Jung. Jung spoke about the shadow, the parts of ourselves that we repress and deny. Here is the psychological axiom. You cannot hate something unless it resonates with a part of you. If you hate the greedy, it is because you have repressed your own greed. If you hate the arrogant, it is because you have repressed your own arrogance. Envy is the shadow screaming to be heard. When you look at a rich person and feel hate, what you are actually seeing is a projection of your own unfulfilled ambition. You don't hate them. You hate the fact that they are doing what you wish you had the courage to do. They are living out your fantasy. They are the main character, and you realize you are an NPC, non-playable character, in your own life. This is a painful realization. It forces you to take responsibility. It destroys the victim narrative. So, to avoid this pain, you convert the envy into judgment. You judge them to avoid judging yourself. But this repression costs you energy. It takes a massive amount of mental energy to suppress your own ambition. You are using your creative power to maintain a wall of hate, instead of using it to build a bridge to freedom. So, how do we fix this? How do we stop drinking the poison? We have to perform emotional alchemy. We have to transmute malicious envy into benign envy. Malicious envy says, I want them to lose what they have. Benign envy says, I want to have what they have. It is a subtle shift, but it changes everything. Malicious envy is destructive. It seeks to tear down. Benign envy is constructive. It seeks to level up. Here is the protocol. The next time you feel that spike of jealousy, do not suppress it. Do not mask it with morality. Lean into it. Admit it. I am jealous. I want that. Then ask the magic question. What is this person teaching me? If they are rich, they have figured out a puzzle you are still trying to solve. They have data you don't have. Instead of hating them, study them. Treat them as a case study. How did they get there? What risks did they take? What skills do they have? Turn your envy into curiosity. Curiosity is the antidote to judgment. You cannot judge something you are busy studying. The moment you switch from hater to student, the universe opens up to you. The rich person stops being your enemy and starts being your mentor, even if they don't know it. You stop seeing their success as a wall and start seeing it as a blueprint. There is an old saying, success is the best revenge. But revenge against who? Not against the rich. They don't care about you. Not against your doubters. They don't matter. Success is revenge against the old you. It is revenge against the version of you that was scared. The version of you that was bitter. The version of you that sat on the couch judging others while your own life rotted away. The only way to silence the envy is to surpass it. You have to build a life so undeniable, so abundant, so aligned with your true potential, that you no longer have the time or the energy to worry about what anyone else has. When your cup is overflowing, you don't look at your neighbor's cup. You only look to see if you can pour some of yours into theirs. That is the ultimate state of wealth. Not just a full bank account, but a full soul that is immune to the poison of comparison. I want you to check your pulse. Did this video trigger you? Did you feel defensive? Did you feel a twinge of that righteous indignation I talked about? Good. That means we hit the nerve. That means the shadow is visible. Now you have a choice. You can go back to the comfort of the crab bucket. You can go to the comments and leave a hateful message about how money isn't everything. To protect your ego, you can stay bitter. Or, you can decide that you are done hating and ready to start learning. You can decide to drop the mask. If you are ready to transmute your envy into an empire, if you are ready to stop watching others live your dream and start living it yourself, subscribe to this channel. We are not here to complain about the system. We are here to master it. Click that button and let's get to work. The grapes aren't sour. You just need to learn how to climb. I'll see you at the top.